All right, so I'm just going to give you some information about entering your answers in Big Ideas Math, kind of basic. So if you want to answer the question here, right, you just click in the box, it brings up this menu, and you can either type on your keyboard or you can click the things on here. So if it's 23, I can just type 23 on my keyboard, or I can click 2, 3. Right, and I've got symbols up here, and these actually, so let's say it were, say, x to the third, I can do x, and then I can click here to do to the third, or if you look up right there where it says next to exponent, it'll show what the keyboard shortcut is. So I can also just do x and then do that little up arrow on my computer and 3 on my keyboard and get that. Fraction, right, you can click that, or you can type the number first and then fraction like 3/5, or it's the slash, so I can do 3/5 and it makes it a fraction. So it's mostly pretty intuitive. Quick note, like for one like this, where these are capitalized, it is case sensitive. So the right answer is C is equal to R minus P, but if you do it lowercase, R minus P, and click check, it's going to say that's not correct. But if you do it correctly with the capital letter, then it is correct. So be careful and make sure that your variables do match exactly there. And another thing that might come up is you might not see exactly what you need to answer the question. So for example, so for this one, oh, and side note, so if this is covering it up, if you see this black bar, you can actually move this around. So you can like move it out of the way over here. And if you accidentally close out of this, like clicking here, it doesn't bring it back up, but if you click off and click it again, it will bring it back up. So if I need to say this is, say, -3, so this should be x is less than or equal to, but if I look here, I don't have less than or equal to. So if you don't see what you need for your answer right here, just look at this drop-down menu here and see if there's another option. So if I click this, I now have the option I need, less than or equal to, and I can click it, or I can do on my keyboard that shortcut it says there, Shift Alt LTE, and it'll bring that in. Or honestly, for these ones, if you do just like less than and then type equal after it, it will add the equal to. So mostly it's intuitive with how that works. And you can hover over that keyboard shortcut, right? You can see it up there. And this one's cut off a little bit, but if you click this little eye up in the corner, it will actually show you what all of the keyboard shortcuts for all the different special things are in there. And if you don't see the options, then that's a place you can fall back on. And if you're on a Windows computer or possibly a Chromebook, instead of option, it'll probably be Alt. So here's another example. Like this one should be cubed root of 15. And if I click this, I don't see a specific like cubed root. So a common thing is kids will type, oh, cubed, and then they'll do root 15, but that's not right. That's 3 square root of 15. So delete all of that. If I look again, drop down menu, now I have one that says X, and now I have one where I actually can type the index for a cubed root. So I do 3 for the cubed root, and then to get over here to type the 15, you can either like use your cursor and click 15, or you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard or the arrow keys down here to move around within the problem. They generally try to give you what you need for these. So for example, if I look at this one, I know that my answer is going to be a cubed root something, and when I pull this one up, it already is an option here. And in fact, it doesn't actually give me another drop-down menu to look at. And if I look at, say, this one, I don't need a cubed root or anything. It just gives me the basic one, and then I don't have any other options besides just the keyboard, which you could just type on your own keyboard there. And I'm just going to jump back to this one to show you a couple more things. So the arrow keys will be pretty useful when you're like trying to edit your answer. So let's say, for example, I needed 2x to the third, y to the fifth. So if you do 2x to the third, y to the fifth. Oh no, I was still up there. Oops. So you can just backspace. So if you're in an exponent, you need to get out of it. So you can either try to click after it, which does bring me back down, or if I'm back up there, x to the third, excuse me, so 2x to the third right, just use your over arrow and then do y to the fifth. And same kind of thing works with fractions. So if I needed, say, square root of 10 over 3, if I do square root of 10 and then do fraction, it's going to go inside the square root still. Oh no, well, that's fine. Just backspace and then just click outside of it or do over. And then if you press that, now you are outside of the square root and underneath. And you know, if you forgot to put something in front of it, you can use the arrows to move around. So it's not really super difficult once you get used to it. You just kind of have to play with it a bit. And if you feel like it's getting really complicated or you've like super messed up your answer, just clear it out and start again. Or if you know it's going to be a fraction and you know it's a complicated one, you can just click the fraction button first and that will give in the places. So then you could type up here, okay, square root 10, and then you could click into the bottom or use the arrow keys to move up or down on your keyboard to go into the different parts of the problem and edit it. And that's all I've got for you for now. So hopefully that was helpful.